Afternoon, continuation of the planting stuff. What we're doing today is making up soil for our 5-gallon buckets and 3-gallon buckets. Should probably go over the buckets real quick. We do it two different ways. We're trying to figure out which way is best. We drill holes in the bottom of the bucket, 6 to 10 holes, and that'll allow the water to drain out and it won't set in there. I've also seen another way that we're trying this year on a couple, where we drill holes about an inch up from the bottom, about 4 holes all the way around. And what that'll do is it'll allow up to an inch of water to stay in the bucket at all times. So if it gets really dry out and you either forget to water or whatever, it still can draw up some moisture. That's for the stuff we put in the buckets. Typically we use a 2 cubic bag of garden soil. And this is our compost or manure that we used. We make sure that we use composted manure, not just straight compost, because a couple of times we've seen compost and it has plastic things in it. It's twigs and stuff like that, which help, but you really want that manure. The last thing we use is peat moss. Any brand will do. Peat moss is basically fluff. That adds your air so that your ground doesn't get really compact. Now once we mix it up, which I'll do one wheelbarrow full for you, just so you see, we put 3 things in it. This is granular fertilizer. That's to give your soil some replenishment for the plant food for a bit.
Jake, out of the flowers.
Jake's in the flowers. We use blood meal. This helps with your leaves, so we use blood meal. And then we use bone meal for roots. And apparently bone meal is funny. So we use about 2 to 3 scoops for a wheelbarrow of the fertilizer, 1 scoop of bone meal, and 1 scoop of blood meal.
That's why it's funny. Something got into it and ate it. Something in our greenhouse.
This is the soil, basically. Just open it up. Dump it in. Now this bag of soil has been sitting around for a while, and it gets clumpy and wet because it's just plain storage. As you can see, it's got massive clumps. We're going to break that up. And it's really moist right now. But that's the garden soil. This is your compost manure. If I can figure out how to cut. Now this is going to be the fun part. Because what I'm going to do is turn it over to Sherry for a few minutes so she can mix it up. She likes stirring. She's got fun. Give me the camera. It's actually plenty. There you go. There's Sherry. Smile. Say hi. Hey, I got to cut that out. Now she's adding in the peat moss. Basically, we do this till it feels lighter and airier. And this is a judgment call on how much you put in. We usually put in about, I don't know, how much would you say? Half a gallon?
So it feels right?
Yeah, till it feels right. Oh yeah, this one smells nice and neat. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision on this. Alright, I'm gonna have to put you on pause until we do the, you want to go ahead and just do the fertilizer? Just do it on your half, and then I'll mix up this half in a second. Okay, she's throwing in fertilizer, roughly 3 handfuls. This is bone meal, and of course, blood meal. And that's all we throw in there for the buckets. So what we do now is we just stir. Mix it up really good, break up your clumps. Yeah, this is the fun part. Make sure you wear old clothes because you will get dirty, especially with this method.
Well, we went and tried to look to buy some compost and topsoil together.
It was straight compost. So the place we were looking at, it was cheaper, but it really wasn't that great, and we would have to amend it.
It was full of plastic.
It had plastic in it, so we decided not to do it.
We're going to do it just to fill in the ground.
But yeah, so we're going to mix this all up. Then once it's all mixed up, we'll put it in buckets and all. Okay. All right, the last, oh geez, here we go. All right, so this is how we fill our buckets. We just lay it in there and shovel it in. She gives it to me, and then I put it with the rest of the buckets that we've already made up. So what we tend to do is fill up a whole bunch of buckets, and then while I'm at work or we're both home bored, we start transplanting. And I'm on the go show her phase. Here's some that we've already transplanted. You notice that she kept the solo cup inside with the plant so that we could make sure that they're labeled at the time. Here's when we transferred from the tomatoes, since they were so big, they got really tall, we transferred them over to solo cups, the party cups. The soil mixture in there is the same as what we're doing outside right now. And then when we go to put them in the buckets, what she'll do is dig a hole in the bucket. She'll throw in a little extra fertilizer and blood meal and bone meal. Take the plant. Good, she walked away. She'll take the plant, and what we'll do, let me use...
Okay, I'll do it real quick.
Do this one.
Well, let me go get the...
Hold on. Now, here's a really tall one. God, how many black cherries do we have?
That's what we're taking to Missouri, a bunch.
Do we have anything other than black cherry that's tall? Amish paste.
Okay.
All right, this is an Amish paste. So the first thing she does is she clips the lower branches. Because what we're going to do is, did you put the bone meal in there?
Right now.
Yep. So that's the bucket she's going to work on. She digs a little hole, puts the bone meal in there, and then plants it. But we put extra soil in there and bring it up to about 4 to 6 inches above the dirt line that was in there in the cup. That way it'll give the roots enough to grab hold of, and then it'll grow better. Now, like I said, we planted some of these a few days ago, and some of them are really taking off. So we've got enough going in here, but yeah, that's the way we transplant, and that's the way we create our soil in the buckets. And it's a bunch of rinse and repeat, not peat moss. Anyway, that's about all I have to show you. I'm going to go through and show you what we've done already, since we've been working on this a while. This is our,
excuse the flood.
This is our last year's perennials. Yes, comebackies. Here is the herbs that we had growing over the winter. They seem to have lasted. These were in the greenhouse all winter, so they came back. One thing that didn't survive last summer was the sweet marigone, so she's going to replant that in a bit after we clean up the big tree mess. Let's see. Over here, these are all zucchinis and yellow squash. And then that one's my dragon tail radish. We've got a bed of onions. Let's see, there's 18 onions planted in that one. This is our double wide bed. And this is our normal bed. This one has extra zucchini in it. And this one here is our second attempt at garlic, because something ate the 100 bulbs that we planted in last September or October time frame, and over the winter they ate it all up. So we're trying to restart that, and hopefully Heidi will come through for us and take care of things. Over here, this is where our yard kind of swamps up. So what we've done,
I drained it this morning,
is we create a little trough to drain it out over there. But we're putting, these are cucumbers, and we put them on cement blocks to keep them up out of the water. And these are a variety of different cucumbers.
White pickle bush straight eight.
Yeah, we're doing white. I believe those are pickle bush and those are straight eights, or some combination thereof. They're all grouped together. And then what we'll do is take this netting and drape it over the top of them so that the vines can grow up that way. Other than that, that's pretty much the state of things right now. It's, I want to say, somewhere around April 14th. So we'll leave you with a very pretty picture. How's that? Look, it's Sherry! Oh no!
Come back, Ease.
Look, it's Sherry again! Alright. Y'all have fun. We'll get another one out sooner or later. Talk to you later. Bye.